Hey, welcome to Rygaard Creations. The next group of commands I do are retopology oriented commands, which are the commands autopo and retopo via decimation. And as always, in order to start customizing, I'll have to open rmb.cpp. Once inside the file, I will have to look for the functions corresponding to the two commands here, autopo and retopo via decimation. So, down here in this script, right here, as you can see, I have the autopo function, and right below, I have the retopo function. Of course, the autopo function corresponds to the autopo command, just as the retopo function corresponds to the retopo via decimation command. According to the list I have planned, the two commands are below the increase object command, okay? Knowing this information, I come here to select from the beginning of the autopo function to the closing curly bracket of the retopo function. I have selected all the functions I need. I'm going to press Ctrl X on the keyboard so I can cut. And as you can see up here, there is the function corresponding to the increase object. Right below, I have a separator bar. And after the separator bar, right here, I'm going to press Ctrl V so that I can paste the two retopology commands, right? Right. What is missing here at the moment is just a new separator bar. For this, as you already know, just select the menu separator function, copy with Ctrl C, and right after the closing curly bracket of the function retopo, I will press Ctrl V on the keyboard to be able to paste. Great. Now that I have the separator bar, I once again prove to you that I have made my changes correctly. Here in the script, I will save the file, close it, back to 3DCoat, press the OK button to confirm my changes. And when I press the right mouse button on the Rhino, as you can see, below the increase object command, I have my two retopology commands, autopo and retopo via decimation, exactly like the list I have planned here in my menu, right? Right. Now, I will do this group of commands, which have the commands edit shader settings and bake color from visible volumes. As always, so I can customize my menu, I will open the file rmb.cpp, and being inside the script, I will look for the two functions corresponding to the two commands here in the list. And right down here, at the end of the script, I will find the Add Shade Settings function that corresponds to the Add Shade Settings command. Great! And as you can see, this command is below the command retopo via decimation. And right here, the same thing happens because the Add Shade Settings function is in the right place below the retopo function, right? Right. So now I only have the next command is bake color from visible volumes. And right here on the side, I have the function bake colors from all volumes, which obviously corresponds to the command here on the list, okay? What I will do now, as you can see, is to put the bake color from visible volumes command under the edit shade settings command. For this, I will select the entire function. Selected, I will press the Ctrl X on the keyboard to cut. And right after the closing curly bracket of the Add Shade Settings command block, I will press Ctrl V so I can paste the bake colors from all volumes function. Now, the last steps I will do here is to organize the script a little bit better, cleaning up the empty spaces around it. Good. And as always, to prove to you that I did everything correctly, I will save the script, I will close it, go back to 3DCoat, accept my changes, and when I press the right mouse button, right here, as you can see, there are the commands Add Shade Settings and Bake Colors from Visible. Exactly just as I planned here in my list, right? Right. The next two groups that I will do are commands related to change parent in scope 3 and commands related to Boolean operations, right? And when you look here in the current 3DCoat menu, the difference between what is here in the 3DCoat menu and the menu I have planned, it's just the repositioning of the order of some commands in here, okay? So I will go back to the rmb.cpp script to be able to start my customization process. At the end of the script, I will find all the functions that are related to all these commands, okay? Great. What I have to do now is select from the first merge visible function to the last function here, which would be the change parent. All functions selected, I'm going to press Ctrl X on the keyboard to cut. And right here, I'm going to press Ctrl V to paste. To have all the functions repositioned between the two separado bars, okay? My next step will be to reposition some commands in here, right? Right. To do this, the first thing I do is just look here in my list. And I already know that the change parent command is on top of all the other commands, okay? So the function related to the change parent command is the change parent function right here on the side. I'll select it and press Ctrl X on the keyboard to cut. And on top is the merge visible function. I'm going to press Ctrl V to paste it. And this way, I have the change parent function in exactly the position I need. What is missing now is a new separado bar. This is very easy. I will select the entire menu separado function, press Ctrl C to copy it, and just below the change parent function, I will press Ctrl V on the keyboard to paste the new separado bar. Great! According to the list I have planned here on the side, the next commands are merge visible and merge sub3. But as you can see, these commands are already in the correct position here in the script, with the merge visible function above the merge sub3 function. Great! For the next commands, if we compare the current 3DCoat menu with the one I planned, then I will just change positions between the commands, okay? That way, I will have to reposition the merge with command move to be above the copy and merge with command. Next, I will do the same between the subtract from and copy and subtract from commands. And last, I'll have to reposition the split with command to be on top of the intersect with command, okay? So I'm going to go back to the script and I'm going to select the entire move to function. Press Ctrl X on the keyboard to cut. And above the merge to function, right here, I'm going to press Ctrl V on the keyboard to paste the move to function. Now, I'm going to select the entire subtract from function. Again, I will press Ctrl X on the keyboard to cut. And above the copy subtract from function, right here, I'm going to press Ctrl V on the keyboard to paste the subtract from function. Now, it's just missing the split with command, okay? I'm going to select the entire split with function. Press Ctrl X on the keyboard to cut, and right here, above the intersect with function, I'm going to press Ctrl V on the keyboard to paste the split with function. My next step will be to delete the empty lines to make the script a little cleaner. Great. As always, I will prove to you that everything is working correctly here in the script. I will save the script, close it, go back to 3DCoat and confirm my changes by pressing the OK button. Now, I will right-click on the rhinoceros. And as you can see, right here, all the commands are positioned correctly in the same way I have planned here in my menu, right? Right. Finally, it's time to finish the complete customization of the right-click menu. In this last group of commands, I will have to do only 3 things. First, I will have to reposition the soft boolean settings command on top of the merge visible no booleans command. Next, I have to add a new separator bar below the soft boolean settings command. And last, I have to reposition the merge command move no booleans on top of the copy and merge command no booleans, okay? Great. I will go back to the rmb.cpp script. And at the end of this script, I will find inside the conditional structure if surface the function soft booleans for volumes, which is exactly equivalent to the soft boolean settings command from the menu, okay? I will select the entire soft booleans for volumes function. I will press Ctrl X on the keyboard to cut, and on top of the plain merge visible function, right here, I'm going to press Ctrl V on the keyboard to paste the function. Now, I'm going to add a new separator bar. To do this, I'll select the entire menu separator function. I'm going to press Ctrl X on the keyboard to cut. And below the soft booleans for volumes function, I will press Ctrl V to paste the separator bar, okay? The last customization I'm going to do here in this script is to select the entire plain move to function, which corresponds to the merge command move in booleans. I will cut by pressing Ctrl X on the keyboard, and I will paste it on top of the function plain merge to, which corresponds to the command copy and merge no booleans. Press Ctrl V on the keyboard so I can paste the function. And now I have all my commands right here in the right places. The last thing I will do here is delete the empty spaces. That's great. And as always, I will prove to you that I did all the right-click menu customization right here in the rmb.cpp script, okay? I will save the script, close it, and I'm going to press the OK button to confirm my changes. Now, I'm going to right-click on the Rhino. You can see that all the commands are in the correct position and that I have successfully completed it. The complete customization of the right-click menu in our custom room. Exactly the way I had planned it. Here in the list, right? Right. I hope you have learned something new, and as always, I will see you all in the next video. See you there.